Hi guys, Yuri here again. Welcome to YB Plays Music. So today I'm gonna react to another one from Alip Bata, being Sweet Child of Mine from the Guns N' Roses Fingerstyle cover, of course. Guys, the last reaction that I did to Numb went crazy. Meanwhile, that is my most watched video so far, and by the time this will be uploaded, we will be over 200k views on that video, which is just crazy to me. And the amount of following that are supporting me right now because of those two videos, that is just crazy to me. So thank you so much again for all the support. Also, I did a poll for you guys with the choice between 4 songs, and this one came out on top by far with 39%, and the rest separated over the 3 other songs, but those will probably come somewhere in the future, I think. That said, Sweet Child of Mine, the Guns N' Roses / Axl Rose. This is an amazing song and has one of the most iconic guitar riffs in the intro and one of the most iconic and crazy solos I've ever heard on guitar. I am very excited to see what Alip can do with this one right here. Now, in the description of his video, the first thing it says is tuning D, B, G, C, A, D. Now, guys, if you don't know music or guitar, you probably don't know what this means, but that means how your strings are tuned. And he's saying it in the order of the strings. First string first, 6th string as last. So the D in the beginning is the first string, which means the lower string, and the D at the end in capital letters is the 6th string, being the higher and the thickest string of them. And it says D, B, G, C, A, D. That's a pretty interesting tuning, which is definitely not the most common way to tune your guitar. To show you guys, I'm gonna take my guitar already with me to show you a little bit. So the first tone that he says here is the D, but that's the first string, which is right here. But in my case, it's tuned on an E, not on a D. Then he goes all the way to the D on the upper string, which is a D in his tuning, but an E in my tuning. The most common tuning on a guitar is E, B, G, D, A, E. So in his case, the 1st, the 4th, and the 6th string are tuned differently, are toned down 1 tone. So that's interesting. I'm gonna see how it sounds. I never considered it to play that song. Usually when I try to play certain parts of Sweet Child of Mine, I tune down all my strings half a tone, because that's, I think, the way they play it in the original one. So, but that aside, I'm gonna return my guitar again and go back to Alip his video. So that was a little information on that. Let's check out what Alip can do. Always with the same background, of course. Here we go. Okay, so he starts off, first of all, he starts off a lot lower than the original one. The original one starts somewhere around the 11th fret with the intro, and he has his capo on the 3rd fret, which is very interesting, I think. And also, you notice he doesn't use his right hand right now, so he's actually hammering the strings just with his left hand. That is, first of all, not easy to produce a lot of sound with. Second of all, it's not easy to play that clean, because you have to make sure not to hit the other strings while hammering down. And the timing, because you're not only hammering it down, but you have to pluck it kind of when you pull it back from the string as well. I mean, in most cases. Let's hear that again. He's just sitting there like it's easy. What? My my god. Again. This gets me so much again, and I don't know why, because I know this bass line is in the original song. But for some reason, it just blows my mind how he does it so seamlessly. And again, with his right hand now, he's hammering down the strings on the frets. He's doing the bass line with his right hand there, and it's very clear that he's separating them. Although at a certain point, I think the strings overlapped a little bit with the bass line and his and the intro on the guitar riff. Oh man, I don't know how he does it. It's just... Let's return a little. Yeah, he starts overlapping the strings. See those the small details, those extra techniques which I talked about in the last video that he adds, which makes it so much harder to play, like the little bending on the one string that doesn't need to be there, but he does it, which makes it next level. The other like little extra note he puts in there, whilst it's not in the original, but if you hear it, it's like, oh my god, something extra. Let's see. That's interesting. Like usually with that part, at a certain point, they usually do a bending technique to lift up the note, to get a higher note. But here he just goes quickly to the fret next to it to go to the higher note. Probably also because, first of all, on an acoustic guitar, it's much harder to do a clean bend on the strings. They're much stiffer and harder to bend. Plus, it's in the beginning next to his capo, which makes it even more difficult to do these bending techniques. So probably that's why he just does this swift movement towards the fret next to it. If you hear, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. Let's hear it. There. It's so subtle, but it adds. It's definitely a shorter version of the song. Oh, he does use a bend here. Okay, So he actually skipped the second verse there, because usually the song is much longer than 3.5 minutes. I think it's close to 5 minutes probably. But I mean, in the second verse and chorus, there is less unique in the song. I think it's mostly after that part that it's really building up towards the climax of the song. And Axl Rose sings very high in this song as well, further down to play these vocal lines. Very curious how he's going to progress in this solo, because the solo in itself is very hard to play. Adding anything else to that is I mean, I'm gonna find out. Let's just return a little towards the beginning of that solo. Normally this part is lower. Now here it comes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I am pretty curious. I didn't know what he was going to do with that climax of the solo there, but he did his own thing there. To be honest, I was really curious if he was about to really go ham with the solo like it's in the original, and then going through with Axl Rose's voice, and that would have been like, wow. I was really thinking, how is he going to do this? And he ends it after the solo right here. I'm not sure though. Aren't you guys pretty curious what he would be able to do if he does the rest of the song there? Oh, this is a little bit of a tease, I think, because I would have loved to hear him play the whole solo through with all the vocal parts that come after that, because that's such a high part of the song as well. Oh man, I don't know which one I'm going to do next though, but Sweet Child of Mine is probably one of the most iconic rock songs ever, I think. I want to hear that part again from the solo. Let's see that. Here. That's okay. That is a pretty interesting technique. The fast, how would you say, the strumming of the strings, but like a fast pace, like he did some kind of ripple effect with his fingers on the strings there. That's, I think, something that is a lot more used in also classical guitar playing. That is not something that you do on an electric guitar, because most of the time on an electric guitar you use a plectrum, right? Or a guitar pick, whichever way you want to call it. But on an acoustic or a classical guitar, it's a little bit different. You see, he's classically trained, of course. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So, guys, it's now the beginning of December, which means it's almost Christmas time. And I'm actually thinking about maybe doing some different Christmas reactions. And I have a couple of them in mind. I have one from Pentatonix in mind, but I want to do perhaps one from Alip Bata as well. What is his best video for me to react to when it comes to Christmas time. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, and perhaps I can do that around Christmas as well. Perhaps a couple of days there that I can do some reactions to different Christmas songs. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Also, don't forget to check out my other reactions to Alip Bata and a lot more of other artists. I have music videos and tutorials for you guys to check out. So thank you very much, and see you guys next time.